call out the starters of your Adamson Baby Falcons. At center, number 9, Allen Perez. At forward, number 21, J.M. Medina. At guard, number 24, Tebol Garcia. The other forward, number 25, Vince Reyes. In the other guard, number 30, Mark Esperanza. Their head coach is Mike Fermin. Check out now the starters of your De La Salle Zobel Junior Archers. At guard number 9, Kiefer Alas. The other guard number 17, Andre Pabellano. At forward number 24, Waki Espina. At center number 25, Charles Di Maano. In the other forward number 77, Tomas Cruz. Their head coach is Boris Aldeguer. Officiating this ball game, our crew chief, our guard chief Ferrer. Umpire 1, Noy Guevara. In umpire 2, Renz Espenesin. And our commissioner for season 86 boys basketball of your
Esperanza, Reyes,
UAAP,
Garcia, Medina,
Marvin
and Perez. They'll be up against the 5 of the De La Salle Zobel Archers, led by Kiefer Alas, their star, alongside Pabellano, Cruz, Espina, and Charles Di Maano in the middle. 3 officials, Ferrer, Guevara, and Espinesin. Those 3 will be on the floor together with our players. Just about to start here. Adamson Baby Falcons versus the De La Salle Zobel Junior Archers. This is game number 4 of your Saturday quadruple header inside SM Mall of Asia Arena. Glad you could join us wherever you may be, whether you're watching us on the Pilipinas Live app or on the UAP Varsity channel. And here we go. Yoyo Sarmenta joined by Jaime Ascalon. And this should be a good one, Jaime.
It should be a good one, because our first round is coming to a close here at the end of 2023, and you want to finish the year strong. Coming into 2024, you want to have that advantage in the second round.
And you know, you want to have a good Christmas. You don't want to have a bad Christmas thinking about an awful first round. We have an offensive foul that will go against Allen Perez in the middle.
You know, one thing we'd like to see from De La Salle here is to get their big men involved early on. We know Kiefer Alas, Pabellano, Mako Davao, they can score, but they are much more of a dangerous team to beat when Di Maano, Daa, Espina are going to work inside the paint.
There's Di Maano working in the paint. Just can't connect on the reverse. Another possession for La Salle. And we talked about the difference in depth between these 2 squads, Jaime. So you're looking for the big man of Zobel to step up. And for Adamson, you're just looking to do the same?
You're just looking to do the same for Adamson here. Oh, ankle breaker by Kiefer.
Should have been a highlight for Alas if he knocked that one down. As on the other end, the putback is good for Vince Reyes.
No, Vince Reyes, he knows his role. He knows what to do. Doesn't do too much of the fancy things, but just a great role player here for Coach Fermin.
Di Maano looking to establish himself in the post. Shot clock though at 5. Somebody has to shoot. It's Alas. Misfires on his second attempt. Espina hands in the air, and then he will go to the line.
2 of the first 3 possessions, Espina and Di Maano are looking to attack early on, something that we didn't see much versus UST. You know, Kiefer Alas will have a tough time today against the length of Earl Medina. It looks like Earl Medina early on is tasked to guard someone like Kiefer Alas.
And Medina has the height, the build, the speed to stay in front of Alas. So you're right, Jaime. That should be an interesting matchup. In the meantime, here's Espina at the line. Gets the second free throw to drop. Espina looking to bounce back after a 4-point outing against UST. Esperanza gets the ball back. Reyes clears it out. Reyes, bully ball. Perez misses on the gimme.
You like the activity though of Reyes and his front court partner in Perez. Trying to create some damage inside the paint.
So 2 minutes in this contest, bit of a slow start for both squads. That should be a traveling call. Yes, it is.
You see that defense on Kiefer Alas. He had a soft double team right away. When Medina was trailing on the screen, he received the switch while Medina was trying to recover. And he opted with that fall-away jumper. That's what I was talking about in the pre-game. Teams are going to adjust against DLS-Z based on how Kiefer plays.
We'll keep our eyes open on the defensive screens for sure. But in the meantime, Reyes scores high for 2.
Reyes looks really energetic to start this first quarter already with 4 points.
Here's Cruz looking for a friend. It's Pabellano. Stop and pops, doesn't get it. Falcons looking to push. Esperanza in and out dribble. Esperanza leaves it. He was thinking too far ahead. Didn't get his dribble straight. And turnover for Garcia. Much to the dismay of Coach Mike for me.
Let's take a look at that one more time. Double team here. Nice drop pass to Reyes. Good instincts. Nakita niya papunta yung double team. Started looking for a teammate for the easy 2-pointer.
Junior Archers only have a single point. 2 minutes into this contest. 3 minutes rather. Here's Alas. Rises and scores.
Tough shot from Kiefer Alas. This is why he's hard to guard. He has that mid-range, he has that 3-pointer. And once he gets the respect, he has that drive as well.
Tebol Garcia loses the basketball going up.
Take a look at this one more time, Yo-Yo. Did you see that little pause he did to try to lull his defender to sleep? Those are the little things he does that really makes him a little bit more prepared in the seniors division than some of the players or the opponents he is facing. Yung attention to detail eh.
And speaking of detail, perfect execution on that inbounds for Adamson. As they hold a 6-3 advantage, 6:25 to play.
All 6 points of Adamson from Vince Reyes.
Alas, rising again. Misfiring that time. Medina was fouled in the backcourt. It has been the Garcia show so far for Adamson. Check that, it's Reyes who scored all the points. Jesus trying to stop Alas, but Alas too strong, too good.
How can you guard that? Controlled under pressure.
Waki comes up with a steal. 3-on-3 fast break. Espina is blocked up top. On the other end we go. Reyes backs it out. 3-pointer on the way. Misfires. Alas is easy as 2 points.
Oh!
And comes up with a huge slam.
I was not ready for that.
I thought he was just gonna lay it in.
You make it look so easy.
There's a casual one-hander from Kiefer. Medina tries a 3, doesn't get it. Mano, Tabaw, no hesitation. Mako misses. And Daha trying to keep it alive, ends up with Adamson. Reyes Nice patience by the big man. Left it short though.
Still like the roll there from Reyes and the use of patience. Everything but the bucket.
𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬𝔬 hook shot. That is offline. Massive substitution for Adamson. 4 players in, 4 players out.
That's how deep they are. They can go 4 in, 4 out, 5 in sometimes, 5 out. Coach Fermin has the luxury to do that.
They're 3rd in starter points, 2nd in bench points, talking about Adamson. So the balance is there. They go to 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬 6 to work with. 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬 somehow, some way, gets the bucket to drop.
The veteran prevails on that one. That's just a veteran move. Even over a double team, he found the angle rather, where to pivot.
Jesus lines it up, and he knocks it down.
Classic. Gabe De Jesus specialty in the house. He is close to a 40% three-point shooter this season.
Espina left it short. De Jesus go in low, and what a block by Espina. Alas sees an opening, and he will go to the line.
So hard to stop Kiefer Alas on the fast break because he can easily change pace. He can easily change the direction he's going to.
Arboleda will enter the ball game to replace Waki Espina. That's Alwin Arboleda, 2nd generation star. So is this guy right here.
Daming 2nd generation star lumalabas. This is the time for 2nd generations really. Earlier we saw Espinas, Miranda of FEU.
And even here's a LaSalle for Coach Boris Aldiguers. We also have a Santa Maria in tow. It's Daniel Santa Maria. His dad is here in attendance. Alas, one of the stars of this tournament so far goes 2 for 2. Ken Atienza is in the ball game, replacing Charles 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬. Nice drive! Oh, what a finish!
Carrillo with his leaping ability. Look at the energy of this bench squad of Adamson, making it difficult for LaSalle to get it across.
Carrillo comes up with a steal. Carrillo soaring! And he will go to the line.
Do you see how fast the complexion of the game changed when Coach Fermin put 4 in and 4 out? This is the luxury really of Coach Fermin. I mean, look at this shot. Carrillo off the bench, leaping for those 2 points. So even if you're starting 5, you know, not doing so well or a little slow to start the game, he can easily, in one snap, change everything with a substitution.
Coach Mike Fermin, you saw on your screen, is a veteran in the UAAP. Both players, Zarida and Atienza, holding on to that basketball. Espinas re-enters and exits, is only for Alas. Umali steps on the brakes but can't get the bucket to drop. Espina, Daha, Great patience. Can't get the N1, but he will earn those shots at the foul line.
That's just a nice high-low play for Espina and Bon Daha. The bigs of LaSalle, a lot more active here in the first quarter compared to their game against UST.
Daha misses the first. So a split at the line for Daha. He gives the Zabel Archers a 12-11 advantage. Again, Baby Falcons at 4-0, looking for win number 5. What a finish by Sahili.
That was just tough by Sahili. Fakes the handoff, contested on the layup. Well, that's one way to get back the lead here.
2:13 to play. We have a ceasefire on the floor. Sahili with the high looping layup gives Adamson the 13-12 advantage.
Out of 10, that degree of difficulty, I give that an 11, yo. That was just tough shot.
Espina meets 2 defenders. Tenacious defense by the Baby Falcons. Dabao can't get the floater. Arboleda takes a closer look, gets the jumper.
You know, his shot looks so familiar. Kuwang-kuha sa dad yung tira niya, yung form niya eh.
Carillo misfires on the jumper. Sahili. Ball will stay with Adamson.
Take a look at this one more time. Stepping in for the elbow jumper, nothing. Net there for Arboleda.
Carillo loses the leather.
This is where it becomes tough for DLS-Z. Who do you give the ball to when Kiefer Alas is not there? I know Dabao can score.
But they end up giving the basketball to Adamson. Sahili. O'Malley. Too strong on the jumper.
Defensive game so far here in the first quarter. You'd think it would be a high-octane running type of basketball game, but both teams focusing more on defensive concepts.
And who do you think that favors more, Adamson or LaSalle? Talking about the pace. Adamson
will favor with their length here.
Espina fall away. Jay is good.
It's so smooth to watch. That's the perfect use of a fall-away jumper. When you have that right side to your angle and then you're falling away from the defense. Take a look at this one more time. He ripped it through away from the left side where the help defense was. Found a nice angle on the right side.
The prettiest looking jumpers we have in our tournament, Baki Espina. In the meantime, Carillo spinning his way for 2. Here's Espina. Zabel with a 1-point advantage as we are down to the last 8 seconds. Dabao catches air. Last chance for Adamson, but they lose it. Daha didn't realize there was no time on the clock, but that will do it at the end of 1. LaSalle 16-15 edge. Let's revisit that first quarter with some highlights, Jaime.
Well, Adamson here with nice touch passing, led by Vince Reyes with 6 early points in the starting 5, and 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, this was that dunk that just surprised us. He has 8 points in the first quarter, but what I like about De La Salle Zobel is without 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, they have held their own thanks to shots like this by Joaquin Espina. They're going to need a lot more of help from Espina Di Maano and Mako Davao coming into the second quarter.
So first period down, De La Salle up 16-15. We'll be back for the second. Second quarter just about to begin here as Zobel Junior Archers with a 1-point lead, 16-15. Here they are with the basketball. Espina looking for a pick. And Espina drills a 3.
That was a great reaction from Espina. He knew they were forcing him right. He switched with a crossover to go to the left side where the opening was. Galing umanggulo nito ni Espina.
Medina can't escape. It's Bonzalida. That is a straightaway 3 from Bonzalida.
There's a guy who knows his role here, Bonzalida. Something that he has added compared to season 85 in his arsenal, that 3-pointer.
Step back, G. Espina misses Atienza. Atienza fall away, no. Bonzalida takes a floater, does not work. Alas is set to check in. Espina, Atienza's turn. Shot clock down to 5.
The defense of Adamson in that possession, you can thank that to their length. I mean, Bonzalida, Sahili, and Earl Medina. Yung wingspan na yan has been helping them this entire season defensively. Now you even have Tumaneng checking in. Even Esperanza, who is about to check in, he has a long wingspan as well.
The strengths of the baby Falcons in full display here. Daha, quick trigger, back irons it. Shot clock reset to 14 for 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢. Sees 2 defenders. Adamson comes up with a steal. An easy lane for Artango.
See how they were able to deflect those passes or to disrupt the dribbling ability of 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢. Hard to find solutions against this zone now of Adamson.
That pass was too wide.
Look at this. Garcia reaching from the help side, leading to a wide open layup, and now Adamson with a 1-point lead.
Esperanza gets a screen from Bonzalida. Daha, though, comes up with a counter steal. Counter steal to a counter steal. Adamson finally gets a bucket to drop, courtesy of Esperanza.
DLS-Z needs to do a better job taking care of the basketball. But a nice switch of a defense from Coach Fermin, this 1-2-2 zone, giving La Salle a hard time because of the length of these Adamson defenders.
Daha, though, blows the layup. Nice move, sorry miss from Bon Daha. Artango misfires. 3 minutes into the second period. The action has picked up here. Gubat looking for options against this zone press. Daha.
Right idea there for Charles 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬. Once you get in the middle, you look for the inside guy from the free throw line. That's one way to break the press. But, once again, the length of Adamson providing dividends to another defensive stop.
And in Filipino basketball terms, yun yung mga pinayungan. AB Falcons all over the Zobel Archers so far. Garcia looking for a friend. Now it ends up with Artango. Dancing his way inside. Bonzalito fires. Back irons it.
Great box out there from Charles 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬. Really using his body against the bigger guy in Tumaneng.
Gubat to Espina. Quick trigger. Doesn't get it. Esperanza with the leather. Go inside. An easy bucket for Tumaneng.
Such a luxury when you have Esperanza to create and find his rolling man in Tumaneng. He's just a natural point guard you can count on.
Here's Alas to Espina. Shot clock at 10. Alas push shot. Can't find the bottom of the net. Alas still try another one. Bothered by Bonzalida. And look at that defense by Tumaneng. Great patience exhibited by Tebel Garcia.
Patience is a virtue. That time, patience is a bucket for Garcia. Defense leading to offense. That's just the bread and butter of this Adamson DNA.
LaSalle was ahead by 1 at the end of the first, but here they are with a 26-19 advantage. But a much-needed basket from Charles 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬.
Much-needed basket indeed, because now that stretches out the floor. They were kind of blank in the past couple of sequences offensively because of that 1-2-2 press.
You have a whistle underneath. Holding foul on Alas. Great defense by Adamson, standing their ground. 14 on the shot clock, stolen away though by LaSalle. Pabellano drives. Ball picked up. Here comes Artango all the way for 2 for John Artango.
Points off turnovers here in the second quarter going on the way for the Adamson Baby Falcons, who now has a 7-point lead.
So Zobel's offense has been stifled here as we take a look at Coach Louis. Kiefer's family in attendance. Watch every game. But here's that zone pressure defense by Adamson, giving LaSalle all sorts of trouble. 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬, though, rising, misfires.
That one.
Sorry, Jaime, but I have to ask you, how has his zone defense been effective as we saw 𝔬𝔦𝔬𝔬 missing there?
Well, first we have to look at the quarter scoring here. 13-5 in favor of Adamson. They're using their length to their advantage in that 1-2 zone. So what we're seeing is for Zobel, mas mabagal yung pagkapasa ng bola kasi each passing lane, there are hands high and deflections are being made. If you ask me, that's just a great move by Coach Fermin to go 1-2-2, slowing down the ball movement of LaSalle here in the second quarter.
Adamson on the offensive side gets the bucket to drop.
That's actually his signature shot. We have seen that countless times in this season. Garcia stretching for the 2 points.
How will the junior archers respond? Fabis. Here comes Esperanza looking to add to their tally. There's a switch. Corner shot. Misfiring from Tumabang.
If you're Kiefer Alas, you want to look for your shot here now.
Alas.
Right on cue. That was a tough shot though. A double team met him on the fast break, but he decided to fall away. And it's Adamson's turn to call a timeout.
Textbook Kiefer Alas play, stopping and then rising.
That's such a tough shot. He had to turn a whole 360 just to get that balance, but why are we not surprised? It's Kiefer Alas. He's used to those tough shots. And now he has 10 points, 5 rebounds. 6 rebounds rather, but no assists yet.
Coming up on 3 minutes left in this first half. Esperanza slicing his way for 2.
This looks so easy. So much sauce on the cross.
Davao can't connect. An unfortunate turnover for Kiefer. Can't control the leather.
You know, time and time again, Esperanza showcasing another move in his bag. But he is a shot creator, something that Adamson didn't really have in their finals appearance versus FEU. They had a lot of great players. Peter Rosillo, now in another league. You know, Garcia was there, Earl Medina was there. But to have a talent like Esperanza, who you just give the ball to and he will make his shot creator, it will provide a lot of dividends late here in season 86.
And he's a tall guard. Look at him racing down the court. Here's Garcia. Garcia spinning. Had to give it up. Reyes, though, in and out for him. Oh, look at that length from Jaire to Maneng.
How do you stop that? A big guy like that. It's one thing to be big, but it's another thing to be big and work hard.
Areola, top of the key, gives it up to Davao. Dimaano. Well has run dry for LaSalle. Dimaano finally breaks the silence for Zobel.
You like the aggressiveness of Charles Dimaano early on.
Adamson swings it over. Garcia is bumped on the way to the cup. We have J.R. Abayon checking in, replacing Jaire Tumaneng. And Esperanza also takes a seat. Reyes, alley-oop from the inbound.
If you want to see textbook plays from the baseline, Coach Fermin has a whole chapter on that.
And after that last basket, it is an 11-point game. Daha in a crowd. Dimaano can't make it back-to-back hits. Garcia gives it to Reyes. Reyes Post moves for Vince Reyes.
You know, one thing that he has developed is he has gotten stronger compared to season 85. And it is seen there on that last play.
Imaano to Daha. Daha is bumped, and he will get the deuce. Garcia, hop step. Abayan with a miss. Alas, burning rubber. Alas leaves it to their Gatorade.
Kind of got excited there talking about Kiefer Alas, but he has been limited here in the second quarter. Well, LaSalle in general in the second quarter has only scored 7 points after Adamson has shifted to that 1-2-2 zone.
Defense in also trouble, but Garcia with a spin shot doesn't work. Last 15 seconds in the first half. The Bangkas to Espina. Atienza squeezing his way inside, draws the foul.
Coach Fermin not happy with what happened there. I mean, you've held LaSalle to just 7 points and you give them easy 2 free throws. One thing LaSalle hasn't been doing here as well, Yo, is knocking down their 3-pointers. 1 for 11 this game, shooting 10%.
Atienza gets the second. Gabe De Jesus is in. You know he can shoot that basketball. That's why he's in the last 8 seconds here. De Jesus, right off the bench, fire.
You cannot leave him any space whatsoever. That is his second 3-pointer of the ball game. He is shooting 40% this entire season, and what a way to end the quarter for Adamson.
It is 41-29 after the tremendous show in the second period for Adamson.
That second quarter was all Adamson. And Espina had his moments early on in the second chapter, but it's plays like this, defense leading to offense, that 1-2-2 zone, we can't talk about it enough, held Zobel to just 13 points, and they have doubled that on the offensive side of things thanks to plays like this by Garcia. Balanced scoring attack once again for Adamson coming into the third quarter, and have yourself a moment, Vince Reyes. 10 points, 4 rebounds, one of his best halves this season.
We are at halftime here inside SMO Vice Arena, with Adamson up 41-29. Back inside the SM Mall of Asia Arena, where the Baby Falcons with a commanding 41-29 lead over the Zobel Junior Archers. Let's break down some numbers, Jaime. What have you seen?
Well, field goal story here, working on the way for Adamson. An efficient outing above 50%, and their defense holding DLS-Z to just 30% on the field. But one thing LaSalle is doing well is those free throws. They have been aggressive. They've been making those jumpers, but sometimes missing from point blank. And rebounding story as well. LaSalle has done a better job rebounding the basketball here. But the biggest answer to everything why Adamson has a 12-point lead is because of their bench points. That depth we talked about in the pre-game, Yo-Yo. 23 for Adamson, 7 in comparison to LaSalle. We take a look at some of the highlights early on. It's this guy right here, Vince Reyes, who really gave Adamson a great start. And then the bench filled in. De Jesus knocking down 2 3-pointers in the first half with 6 points. And defense leading to offense for players like Garcia, Esperanza for Adamson. It's that 1-2-2 zone that LaSalle needs to figure out here. LaSalle in the first quarter, they did well, outscoring their opponents by 16-15. They had a great start to the second quarter led by Waki Espina. But after that 1-2-2 zone, they had to bleed for shots like that of Charles Di Maano off a double team. How will De La Salle respond to that zone? We'll find out here in the third quarter. But leading scorers, Reyes and Kiefer Alas, De Jesus with 6, Di Maano with 6, Tebol Garcia with 4. For Adamson, kahit sino yan diba? But for La Salle, you know that you need more from Bon Taha, who has only 3 points. You need more from Mako Daba, who is 0 for 5 in the first half. You know who your scorers are for LaSalle, so you know who needs to step up coming into the third quarter.
You mentioned the depth of Adamson. 7 players scoring at least 4 points, aside from those 3 on your screens. What an incredible showing of a balanced approach for Adamson as they have this 41-29 lead, moments away from the start of the third. Glad you could spend your Saturday afternoon with us here on Pilipinas Live or on the UAAP Varsity Channel, Signal TV, channel 263. Third quarter on their way here. Yo-Yo Sarmiento on the mic together with Jaime Escalon, bringing you the action for our 4th game of our quadruple header. And we start off with a missed jumper, and somehow Zobel gets that bucket to drop.
Kiefer Alas with a hang time move to get that stick back to go.
Di Maano was, I think, got hurt on that last play. Somehow the ball ended up with Alas.
And you're looking for more defensive intensity here for LaSalle. More defensive intensity, more energy. Their body language in the second quarter, not the best showing, but great way to start here in the third. Really getting and fighting for those offensive rebounds.
Here's a change-up in LaSalle's lineup here. John Manganaan, who did not play in that first half, is in here.
Their coaching staff looking for a magic bunot.
Reyes gets a 3-pointer to drop, but there's some extracurricular activities as Garcia is holding on to the back of his head.
Vince Reyes doubling his average for today's game. He's only averaging 7 points per game, but now has 13.
Alas was not ready for the pass. What a monumental error. Just on the inbound play, Manganaan hit Alas on the face on that pass. And Coach Boris Abdeguer can't believe that last turnover. Our referees will make sure if indeed it went out of bounds in favor of Adamson. Ball possession does stay with Coach Mike Fermin and his wards. 14 on the clock. Garcia stops and the ball goes down, but there's a whistle as well. Will they count it? Basket does count, but there's also an offensive foul.
Yes, the basket count. That was a nice 2-pointer from Garcia, but I like the physicality for De La Salle coming into the third quarter, something that we didn't see in the second quarter.
Espina misfires. And talking about adjustments, what do you expect from LaSalle coming off that very quiet second period?
A lot more intensity on the defensive side of things, quicker ball movement. And look for Espina to remain aggressive here, along with Charles Di Maano. But that time, man, this Adamson defense just not holding any ground.
But that time, Carrillo, a little overzealous. He had the steal, however, he brushed off his opponent. That's why there's a foul.
Here's a player we'd like to see scoring in the second half, Mako Davao. He has been a missing link.
Alas is bumped. 8:25 to play, foul. Go against Garcia.
3 on DB Falcons. 40 seconds.
Alas comes up from the screen. Alas got it.
Tough shot for keeper Alas. Step back, contested on the three-pointer.
These high school kids, pagandahan ng jumpers from Valdivia. We got Porter. Esperanza always clobbered. Espina reverse. He is fouled. Skill level is through the roof for these high school kids.
A lot more defensive intensity here, but first let's think about that. Step back, three-pointer, hand on his face, but it doesn't matter for keeper Alas. He needs to be on takeover mode as early as the third quarter before the lead balloons further.
Espina averaging 30.5 points. Second leading scorer for USC this season. Makes it a 10-point game with under 8 minutes left. Defense extending now on the perimeter for LaSalle. Carrillo with the shot clock at 5. Somebody has to get busy. It's Esperanza!
Nice layup by Esperanza, but how about J.R. Abayon? Hasn't seen a lot of minutes in this game, but is locked in to get that pass off.
LaSalle having shown that at the backcourt. They get it across. It's Alas! Bullseye for keeper Alas!
It's the second three-pointer of the ballgame. Like I said, he needs to be on takeover mode as early as now. Trims the speed down to single digits.
Alas up to 18 now and still in the mirror. Shot clock reset for
Vince Reyes. Reyes, too strong. Chance for Zobel now. Davao, quick trigger. Davao back irons it. Garcia takes a picture of the floor. Now he decides to attack. Esperanza with 8 on the shot clock. Esperanza blocked by Espina. Davao stolen away. Is Espina stop and pop 3 is good.
Tough transition and decides to take a three-pointer. You gotta have a lot of confidence to take that type of shot, but thankfully Waki Espina with all the confidence in the world.
Zobel has come to play in the third. It is now down to a 6-point game. Garcia! Talk about toughness. A burst of speed to the cup will earn him a chance at the line.
There's that defensive intensity. Espina on the recovery. And then Espina on the fast break. Stops, pops. Okay, kid, we see you.
The confidence of Espina in full display on that sequence. And here's that massive substitution for Adamson.
Ito yung sinasabi natin nung first half. Okay, you don't like what you're seeing for Coach Fermin? I'll sub all 4 of you out and we'll see if the complexion of this game changes.
That's exactly what happened in the second period. Let's see how Zobel will counter that. Umali is shadowing Davao. Dimaano still has it. Dimaano bulldozing his way inside for 2. Garcia gets a screen. Garcia. It's Bonzalida. Gets his own miss. Medina lines it up for 3.
Nice shot there from Earl Medina. Right when you think LaSalle is about to make a huge run. It's his first three-pointer of the ball game.
Coming up to the halfway mark here in the third. Espina loses the basketball. Medina, another 3 on the way. It's good. Back-to-back hits for Earl Medina.
It's his shot, really. Once he squares up, once he locks in, it's almost a sure ball for the kid.
Medina has restored order on the side of Adamson. Alas, falling to his right, doesn't get it. Garcia leaves it to Bonzalida. Offline on that jumper. I think Alas looks tired as he's walking down the court.
He is gassed right now, talking about Kiefer Alas. He is standing a little bit behind the half court.
Medina back-to-back hits on either side of the floor.
And this is what we were saying, okay? Coach Fermin didn't like what he saw from his first group. Subbed in a new unit, and Earl Medina has answered the call. That is the luxury of having depth in your team, and that is why they are undefeated in season 86.
Davao misfires after a scoreless first half. Davao is still scoreless. I thought he got 1 to go, but it's 0 for 6. Finally gets on the scoring column with a free throw there. Dimaano all up on Bonzalida's grill. Umali saves the possession. Umali with his fake and the bucket.
Make not just you, not just the defender, but all of us here in the Mall of Age Arena. This group actually has been the fire extinguisher group for Coach Fermin right when LaSalle is making a run. Charles Dimaano, though, says...
Putting more fire.
More fire. There we go.
Bonzalida is back up top by Daha. That jumper is a good-looking jumper from Champ Areola.
Mga magic bunot na you'd like to see score right away. Big time shot from Areola.
Mali looking for a friend. It's Sahili. Medina hesitated on the three-pointer. Shot clock at 3. Somebody has to get busy. Garcia sees it. Hits the backboard. We keep going here. 2:40 to play in what has been a thrilling third period. Dimaano, no hesitation. Back irons the 3. Umali has Garcia. Easy 2.
LaSalle looks a little bit gassed right now going back on defense. They've been playing the entire quarter. Talk about Dimaano and Espina. And that's the thing about the complexion of a basketball game. When pag ikaw yung naghahabol, ikaw rin yung mapapagod.
Coach Boris Ardeguer looking for answers. They've kept it close. They've stayed within shouting distance, but the Baby Falcons keeping them at bay for the meantime. We have a whistle. It will go against Zobel on Espina, I believe.
Coach Boris telling the play to be ready, telling his players to be ready for that baseline inbound, because we saw a lot of knockout plays from Adamson in the first half.
They go inside. That's good for 𝔍𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬
gets that position inside.
Daha using his quickness. What a stunning display of a burst of speed coming from Daha.
You know, I'd like to see Daha get more touches like this. Look at this. Jab step crossover, 1-2 step. So nice. Let's see that one more time. The help defense was there, but the legs of Daha working to his advantage with that 3-point play completion.
Showing us a different offensive arsenal. Talking about Daha. 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 saves the possession. Medina, another 3 on the way. Tad bit short. Last pushing. It's the Mangkas. Archers moving the basketball around. It's Alas. Challenges the defense to no avail. A minute remaining in the third. That was a miss. Alas will walk it up. Daha, who scored in a quick bucket earlier, draws another foul.
That is what's going to open up the field for LaSalle. If Daha can catch those in the middle and go straight to work without any hesitation.
You were asking for Dimaano, Daha to step it up. And better late than never for Daha, who has come alive in the final 2 minutes of the third.
Nice fight back here for LaSalle.
Down to the last 35 seconds, it's Sahili. 3-pointer was off from Gabe 𝔐𝔐. Last shot time for Archers. About a 6-second differential between the two clocks. Areola surveys the floor. It's Daha. Loses it up. And another chance for 3 for Daha.
Main character of Chapter 3. This guy right here, Daha. He was stripped there, refused to give up on the play, and finally, what a way to end the quarter for Daha. Now a single possession ball game.
What a tremendous showing by Zubel and Daha. 5 seconds left for Adamson. It's O'Malley. And it's a traveling violation. One more chance for LaSalle to inch closer or tie this game.
Better defense here for LaSalle. They gave 26 points to Adamson in the second quarter. Held them to just 20, but it's their scoring really that has awoken here.
Alas, with a Hail Mary. Prayer does not get answered. So that will do it after 3. Zubel Archers with a fight back here in the second half.
I think fight back is an understatement there. They went to war here, Yo-Yo, in the third quarter. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. It started with Kiefer Alas knocking down 2 3-pointers early on in the third that sparked that energy. Esperanza, there was block. Look at this. Defense leading to offense. Espina, he has had his moments here. He has been consistent this game with 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. You thought that Adamson would get away. They've had some answers to the run, but let's end it with this guy, Bon Daha, the main character now with 11 big points. We'll see if they can come back fully here on the fourth quarter.
Final quarter here, and what is setting up to be a nip and tuck affair between these two proud schools. Adamson clinging to a 3-point lead, 61-58. After that Junior Archer's 29-point explosion. You see on your screens the scoring by quarter.
LaSalle there with the 29-point quarter, their best quarter so far. All thanks to Alas and Bon Daha.
Fourth quarter time. Thank you for staying with us here on the Pilipinas Live app on the UAAP Varsity channel. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 together with Jaime Escalon bringing you the action for your Saturday hoops in the high school division. Giant Tumaneng!
What a move! What a move by Tumaneng!
With the Eiffel Tower move using his full length on that sequence.
Mini sky hook there for Tumaneng.
Daha is called for traveling. He is saying that his pivot foot did not move.
Let's take a look at that one more time. One dribble, baby hook.
Binit-bit.
Didn't even use his left hand to support. Ganun kalaki kamay niya eh.
Here he is with the basketball again. This time he is bumped.
Once makabuelo siya to his strong side, at the right side, it's almost impossible to stop him. You know, there are some right-handed players who like going left. Well, Tumaneng is a right-handed player who will dominate you at the right side.
Can't connect on the first, but to go back to that third quarter, Jaime, what were the adjustments of Zobel coming out of the halftime break that made this into a one possession game entering into the fourth?
They were much more confident taking their shots. And speaking of confidence, he has been confident this entire game now with 15 points. Vince Reyes.
So let's see if the Zobel Archers can stay confident and aggressive, because the Baby Falcons will take revenge here in the fourth. Reyes converts the three-point play, and just in a blink of an eye, Adamson lead is back up to 8.
You know, one thing Adamson has proved Yo-Yo in their first 4 games, they remain calm under pressure. And that is because they have that championship experience from last year to teach them how to stay composed despite their opposing team making a run.
Di Maano in a crowd. Di Maano is blocked. But we have a whistle underneath as Daha earns a trip to the charity stripe.
What else left to say for Bon Daha here in the second half? He has been going to work. Now with 12 points. Bon Daha only had 3 points in the first half. Now has 13, so that's 10 second half points.
It is 66-68 in favor of Adamson. Garcia sees an opening, leaves it to the wrong man. Here comes Areola pushing. Daha! Another chance at the line.
That was a nice run out from Buwan Daha, sprinting down court. But we have to give the recognition there to number 12, Champ Areola as well, threading the needle to get that tight pass off. You know, Areola has been a magic bunot here for Coach Bon. Coach Boris, rather.
Buwan Daha is at the line. Coach Mike Firmin, probably one of their biggest challenges so far this young season. Daha goes 1 for 2. Carrillo has it, met by Alas. Seven seconds for Garcia. He looks up at the clock. Garcia misses the layup, but a steal by Reyes. Reyes says, let's wait. Let's set it up again. They go to their big man. Overcooks it, but Alas is pushing, is holding on rather to Reyes, I believe.
Tried to get away with holding, but referees with clear vision there on that foul. That's the third personal foul now of Kiefer Alas.
Esperanza is back in. He will replace Medina. Esperanza with 6 points, 2 assists so far. And a turnover for Adamson. Under 8 minutes left for Zobel to try to steal this one. Daha, aggressive move once again, but overcooks that layup. Esperanza pushing. Carrillo can't finish the play, but he will get a chance at 2 at the line.
Daredevil move there from Carrillo. Thankfully, our cameraman with quick instincts to get out of the way. Maasahin mo talaga yung mga cameraman natin dito.
Bilis eh.
How about Carrillo? Using his length to get that layup.
Carrillo knocks down the first. So every time, LaSalle is trying to inch closer. Coach Mike Firmin and his team knows exactly what buttons to push.
And players to play. That's another thing about Coach Mike Firmin. He has really good instincts. Sino ilalagay niya at the perfect spot, at the perfect situation.
LaSalle breaks down the pressure defense. Limaano, turnaround jumper is good.
I was about to say, parang tahimik si Charles Limaano dito sa fourth quarter. You know those turnaround shots for LaSalle? They've been making those. I think it's something that they probably practice.
That last turnaround jumper made it a 5-point game, but Reyes, easy layup.
The importance, there was no communication whatsoever we heard on that handoff action. Very important to communicate if you will switch it.
The bell gets it across to Espina. Misfires on the 3. 2-on-1 fast break. Garcia leaves it to Esperanza, who gives it up back to Garcia.
That was a tough pass from Esperanza.
Terrific two-man game between the two stars. Another steal and another chance for Carrillo.
This is what we were talking about from Coach Mike Firmin. He has 10 guys he can play easily. But first, let's take a look at this. Vince Reyes who hit that layup. And then take a look at this give-and-go play to Garcia finish. More on Coach Mike Firmin. He knows who to put at the right time. You know, those 4 wins they won, they weren't easy wins. They weren't just walk in the parks. In their first game against UST in this season, in season 86, they really had to match, or rather extinguish the fire when UST was making the run. It comes with playing the right people at the right time.
And Adamson is playing that depth once again. as they're still in command here. Davao, that jumper was way off.
Davao looking at the bench and apologizes. 0 for 7 now for Mako Davao. He had a great game last game with 16 big points. Here's a checked here from Adamson.
We have a ceasefire on the floor. Adamson still up by 10, 73 to 63, 6:21 to play. Ten-point game here, 6:21 to play. How has Adamson pushed back Zobel here, Jaime?
Well, they did it with players like Carrillo and Esperanza pushing the pace, running the break. Ang bilis kasi kanina single digits na yan and it's back to a 10-point lead. Monaco play.
Nice find there. Leads to a 𝔍𝔫𝔦𝔰 bucket. Garcia with a post move. Baby Falcons can't control the rebound. Instead, it will go to the green side.
Still a lot of basketball to be played if you're De La Salle Zobel. The question is, with a tight rotation today, if they can dig deep, breathe deeper.
Alas, met by two defenders, leads to that turnover. Esperanza, high in the sky. Terrific defense by Alas to meet Esperanza in the air.
That's a great job on Kiefer Alas. Yes, he had a turnover, but he sprinted down to try to block that Esperanza shot.
Prevents Adamson from returning to a 10-point lead. Daha gives us our wedgie.
Bit of anticlimactic there with that wedgie.
Just a short wedgie. 14 on the shot clock.
Easily your best 5 now for Coach Boris. Your most talented 5 for La Salle. Now is the time to make a big run.
Zobel has Alas, Espina, Imaano, Daha, and Davao with the basketball. Imaano fakes, spins, met perfectly with the defense from Bonzalida. It's Reyes for 2.
Who got that pass? It's been Carrillo.
Imaano, can he secure the basketball? Yes, he does, but we have a whistle. Push against Bonzalida. Bonzalida had a perfectly timed block earlier, but that time can't get to the basketball. 18 on the shot clock for Zobel. Time slowly beginning to be a factor if they can't make consistent buckets and stops. Espina does not work.
I'm enjoying watching Carrillo play, both offensively and defensively. He's like a kid with caffeine in his DNA. So hyper the entire game, giving Adamson the energy they need.
Esperanza trying to give it up to Bonzalida. Esperanza with inbound with 13 on the shot clock. For Adamson, who's looking for win number 5. Reyes. Denied up top by Daha. Somehow, it ends up back to Adamson. Nice hustle there by the Baby Falcons. Gonzalina from the corner is good.
I think that's his second triple of the ball game now. Last year, he was shy to shoot those three-pointers in season 85, but has added it to his arsenal. Take a look at this one more time. Great crossover from Garcia. The kick out to Bonzalida, the veterans working hand-to-hand to give their team a 12-point lead.
That was a gut punch. This as Zobel was looking to gain momentum. Two shots for Kiefer. Kiefer, who had a triple-double earlier in the season, putting all kinds of crazy stats. Right now up to 19 points and 11 rebounds.
Just another day at the office for Kiefer Alas. They have 4:05 remaining to mount a comeback. The real question is at the end game of LaSalle is if they have enough gas left, because they exhausted a lot of energy trying to spark that comeback.
Every time there's a comeback attempt, Adamson has found the answer. But here's a big steal from Mako Dabao. Di Maano. That three catches air.
Yun yung nakikita natin pag pagod ka na, wala ng legs sa jump shot, as we saw from Charles Di Maano. He has been working so hard this entire game. Now has 15 points and 5 rebounds.
Garcia directing traffic. And he cleared the traffic so he can go all the way to the cup.
Garcia reminds me a lot like water. So much flow in his bag. Look at this. Crossover. And the way he finger rolls his layup, it's hard to block. Because he's protecting it with his right side.
Garcia has been doing the work here for Adamson. Can't complete the three-point play, however. Nonetheless, it is a 79-67 lead. Coming up on 3 minutes left. Archers need to make a run here. Espina fakes his defender, but the jumper was too strong. We'll go to the other side.
Coach Boris, the look of concern. They have been held down to just 9 points after a huge third quarter where they scored 29.
Under 3 to play. Here's Garcia, who scored on a basket earlier. Garcia again, no. Ball will go to LaSalle. Zubel needs buckets and stops. They're running out of time here. Daha had that huge third quarter, leaves it to Di Maano. Couldn't get the jumper to fall.
That's a shot, Charles Di Maano, but past couple of jumpers for Charles haven't been connecting.
Garcia has consistently found that driving lane. Here he is. We go inside to Sahili. Nice interior passing by Adamson.
How do you stop that? The attention was on the right side and offside cut with an easy 2 points. Don't look now, it's a 14-point lead for the Baby Falcons.
Kiefer Alas and the Zobel Junior Archers are facing a massive deficit as we approach the final 2 minutes.
You'd like to see one last run here from LaSalle, even though they're down by 14, but just Adamson. They just know when to flip the switch defensively. And a platoon substitution for Coach Boris. This might just be the white flag to rest his starters. And they look gassed going to the bench. They really exhausted a lot of their energy in that third quarter run. A great third quarter for LaSalle, 29-20, but once again, the bench, the depth, and the experience. Don't forget about the experience of Adamson to close out those fourth quarters.
You made a very interesting point. Sometimes you make all that effort to make it a one-point game, to make it a single-digit contest, and then you just run out of steam.
So far in the first 5 games of the season, Adamson will go 5-0 unless we get a miracle of epic conclusions, as Tito Miko Hilili would call it. But NUNS, they know that the standard of basketball is Adamson here. They are the team to beat so far.
So after a quick substitution, Isabel's best 5 returned to the court. And looks like they're exiting as well in the next possession. Just a quick, I think Coach Boris just really wanted to test if they can mount a comeback. So again, the white flag has been raised the second time. And looking ahead, Adamson will face UPIS. UPIS, who has been knocking on the door of that first win. They might pull off the biggest win of the season so far if they can get one against Adamson.
Yun nga lang, the question there is, can their 6-man rotation hold on to this 12-deep rotation of Adamson? And LaSalle, who will they be facing? They will be facing
NUNS.
That's going to be a tough opponent. So tough schedule for LaSalle, facing the best team and the second best team in back-to-back games.
We're just waiting for the candles to be blown on this contest as Gonzalita applies the finishing touches. Shot clock has been switched off.
I'm seeing a lot of potential from this young gun in Arboleda. You know, he has that width namana niya kay Winnie Arboleda. And he has that instinct to know when to attack. I think a little bit more of experience from this kid right here. He could be a key contributor for De La Salle.
Shining moment. So it's 83-70, and as Adamson will hold on, they will not shoot. So it was that fourth quarter finishing kick that delivered Adamson its 5th straight victory. They have remained spotless in season 86. As for the junior archers, they dropped to 2-3. An incredible showing for Adamson. They take this one 83-70. Jaime, your final thoughts on this contest?
We have to give props to the junior archers. Really, that third quarter we can't talk about enough. Yun nga lang, it was a tough mountain to climb. They lost steam, lost gas there in the end game. You can tell they were huffing and puffing. And for Adamson, the depth in full display, especially for one particular player. His best game hands down this season. And it's this kid right here, Vince Soleil, has 20 big points, 8 rebounds, efficient from the field, 9 for 14. And it's his buckets as well that were timely. Whenever LaSalle would make a big one, he would come off a cut or an offensive rebound to try to give Adamson a renewed momentum, which is why he is